Welcome back, and in this video we will be talking about two very useful features of Synchro, which are viewpoints and layouts. So remember in the previous video when we created an animation, we said that in each animation you can say whether the animation is going to play in all 3D views or in the selected 3D views only. Let's assume we did that last option and it was playing in this view, and then the other view you wanted to show a top view of the project. And then maybe you made some edits or accidentally wiggled the focus time over here and then got back these two views like they were earlier. If you wanted to not lose that specific view, you could have saved it as a viewpoint or a layout. Let's talk about viewpoints first. So for viewpoints, you can access those from Navigator and then Viewpoints. And I can right click and add a viewpoint. And that would save the viewpoint of the view that I had selected before. So for example, if I mess this up, and even if I mess the focus time up, I can go back here and activate in all 3D views, for example, and then get that back. And if we expand general for the viewpoint properties, we can notice that the viewpoint can save the camera, the time, whether or not there are cutting planes, the filters, and as well as the filter operation, if it's an AND or an OR. So these are very powerful, however, it only applies to one view. Another way of creating a viewpoint is to simply just move the camera and then right click, viewpoint, and then save viewpoint, or apply viewpoint to all 3D views if you want to do that, or select the existing viewpoint you've created earlier. There's also a keyboard shortcut, Ctrl-Alt-9, for toggling between already existing viewpoints. And a third way of saving viewpoints is to simply enable markup mode and then create a markup. For example, I'll draw a cloud over here, and that would automatically save the viewpoint for me. So I can change the name and call this markup viewpoint. And then if I lose that, I can come back to it by simply right click, activate in selected view, and I'm back at that viewpoint. Now, layouts is exactly the same thing as viewpoints, except that it also applies to the entire layout. So if you go to layouts for Navigator layouts, I can, for example, create a bunch of viewpoints, maybe customize the columns for the Gantt chart. Let's put the duration before the name, for example, and sort by start date, and then you can save that as a viewpoint, or you can save that as a layout, and let's call this animation layout. And then you can, for example, remove one of the viewpoints. You can change back the columns of the Gantt chart, and you can remove the sorting, and maybe change the view and change the camera layout. Call this default. And then you can toggle between the layouts by simply right click, open layout. And you'll get the same exact number of views, whether or not it's showing a baseline, the markup, the sorting, and the duration before the name. So it saves everything. And this is very useful to do before creating animations. This way, if you want to tweak the model, you can load the animation layout and then render exactly the same animation as you've rendered before, but with the tweaks that you made to the schedule.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.